Is it true that the president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, came out and lied to the public during his State of the Nation address? Yes, that is the conversation going on right now. Few days ago, the president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, gave the State of the Nation address. And in the parliament, we saw members of parliament, honorable members, MPs from both parties, the NPP and the NDC. We saw them in black and white color. The NPP is wearing black, and the NDC, which is the ruling party, is wearing white. Both of them forgetting the fact that our waters and our rivers are supposed to be colorless, but the rivers are wearing brown. While our forests, which is supposed to be in green, they are wearing red. But let's put that aside. The matter became very interesting. The president said something, and this is what he said about job creation. And let me play that video quickly.
And according to the Ghana Statistical Services, over 1 million Ghanaians have found employment between Q1 and Q3 of 2025.
Over 1 million Ghanaians found job between Q1 and Q3 of 2025. It's amazing, right? That is beautiful. And the president did not just say this in the air, but he referenced the GSS. His source and data is coming from the GSS. Then, boom, Joy News pull out a statement. That is it on your screen. It's a fact check. Mahama's claim that over 1 million people found employment from 2025 Q1 to Q3 is false. So the president just lied to us? That's the question. So when I saw the headline, I said, no. Let me go into the article to find out what Joy News pulled out. What is in the article? Where from their data? Because the president give reference. So where do they get their data from? Then I went into the article. And the article checks whether the president's claim that over 1 million Ghanaians found job between the first quarter and third quarter of 2025 is true or not. The fact check by Joy News looked at Ghana Statistical Services labor data and found this. According to what they found, in Q4 of 2024, which is October, November, December of 2024, about 12.73 million people were employed even before 2025 started. Now, in Q1 of 2025, which is January, February, March, the number rose from 12.73 million people to 13.09 million people employed. That is an increase from the fourth quarter of 2024 to the first quarter of 2025. From 12.73 million people to 13.09 million people employed. In second quarter of 2025, which is April, May, June, the number went up from 13.09 million people to 13.44 million people employed. And then in the third quarter of 2025, which is July, August, September, it slightly dropped from 12.44 million people who are employed to 12.42 million people. The number slightly dropped. So the total net increase from the first quarter to the third quarter, if you include the increase from 2024, the fourth quarter, is about 690,000 people employed, not 1 million. This is what is on the website of Joy News. This is what Joy News find out. And before you come out and say that, oh, Joy News is an MPP propaganda channel. Listen, I decided to do my own research because I know you people. When it is your government in power, then everybody that says something against the government or criticizes the government is a propaganda machine from the opposition. If it is the opposition who is in power, then it is the other way. We know you people. So I decided to do my funding. Let me go and find out from the Ghana Statistical Service report, the data out there. What does it show? What is going on? Maybe Joy News is getting it wrong. Let me do my own founding. And this is what I found. According to the quarterly labor force survey for the first 3 quarters of 2025, which was the emphasis of the president, the first quarter to the third quarter, the number of employed people in Ghana increased by over 330,000. That is between the first quarter of 2025, which is January to March, and the third quarter, which is July to September of 2025. 330,000 jobs come from the GSS quarter-to-quarter comparison within 2025, the first quarter to the third quarter. So we are talking about January all the way to September, 330,000 jobs. This is according to this one. This number is coming from the GSS quarter-to-quarter comparison within 2025, first quarter to third quarter. Don't be confused, because on Joy News, they put it out there that 690,000 jobs. They added the 2024, the fourth quarter of 2024, the increase. They added the increase from there, which is why they are getting 690,000 jobs on their website. But if you remove the fourth quarter of 2024 and you deal with only the first quarter of 2025 to the third quarter, without including the fourth quarter of 2024, you will be left with 330,000 jobs, not 1 million. So the 690,000 jobs on Joy News come from comparing the late 2024 to the mid 2025, not strictly first quarter of 2025 to the third quarter. So to make it much more easier to understand, let's assume that in December 2024, GSS had recorded 100 youth employed. In March 2025, the number increased to 130 employment. And then in September 2025, the number became 160 people employed. That simply means that from March 2025 to September 2025, the increase of employment is 30. All right, that is in 2025. But when you go back and count it from December 2024 to September 2025, the total number is 60 people employed. That is just what it is. Now, some government officials try to justify this, and then they explain the claim of the president by using average employment numbers, saying that if you compare average jobs data from 2024 and 2025, the difference seems like about 1.01 million jobs created, but that doesn't measure how many people actually gain job in that period. That is what we are dealing with. So if all this data in place is true, it simply means that the claim of the president that over 1 million people found employment between quarter 1 and quarter 3 of 2025 is not supported by the official data. So the articles on Joy News rate the original claim by the president as false. The real increase from the fourth quarter of 2024 all the way to the third quarter of 2025 is about 690,000 jobs. But when you go strictly from first quarter of 2025 all the way to the third quarter of 2025, we are talking about 330,000 jobs. So what happened? The president of Ghana, was he misled, or he decided to deliberately lie to the public? We want to understand. We need explanation. The president should come back with his data to tell us what went wrong, because you were trying to explain to us the state of the nation, and fact check is proving that your data that you put out there in regards to job employment is false. We want to understand what exactly went wrong in the findings of the president. The president did not do his own background check, or they just put the things on the paper and then they wrote beautiful speech for the president and he came out and gave it out. What exactly went wrong? We want to understand. We need explanation. The president, the government, the spokesperson, they should come back and explain these things, because this is what to say that the whole president of the nation lied to the public. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, by the way.